Most people waste their entire lives using less than 10% of their brain, not because they're incapable, but because they're too distracted, too emotional, and too predictable. Most people drift through life like sleepwalkers, trapped in loops of distraction, reacting to every little thing the world throws at them. They wake up, check their phones, scroll through meaningless noise, and call it thinking. But real thinking? The kind of thinking that shapes empires and rewrites the rules of the game? That requires a completely different operating system. L from Death Note isn't just a character. He's a blueprint of what happens when you unlock the deepest levels of your brain. He doesn't just solve problems. He bends reality to his will by seeing patterns no one else even notices. If you want to unlock 100% of your mind, it won't happen by accident. You have to rebuild the way you process reality, step by step, until you no longer think like a normal human. You think like L1. Detach from the noise. Your brain is like a supercomputer, but if it's flooded with random inputs, it becomes slow and chaotic. Most people can't access their higher intelligence because they're addicted to reacting. Someone texts them, they react. They see a notification, they react. Their mood swings because of what someone else said or did. L is different. He operates like a ghost in the system, untouched by emotional turbulence or societal noise. To reach this state, you must create mental silence. That doesn't just mean meditation. It means consciously slowing down your responses to everything. Someone insults you? Don't snap back. A deal falls apart? Don't immediately panic. Pause. Observe. Let silence become your default setting. Every delayed reaction gives your brain a moment to collect more data, and in those moments, you rise above the primitive animal part of your mind. This is the foundation of true intelligence, the ability to see instead of simply react. Imagine you're in a heated argument. The average person fires back immediately, wasting energy and revealing weaknesses. L would just watch, completely blank, storing every detail, letting his opponent reveal everything while he reveals nothing. That's how you conserve mental energy while gaining leverage. The less noise you allow in, the sharper your mind becomes. 2. Think in probabilities, not certainties. Average minds crave certainty. They need clear answers. This will work, or this will fail. But certainty is a trap. The moment you lock onto one answer, your brain stops gathering data. L never does this. He assigns probabilities to every possibility. When he first suspects light, he doesn't scream, "You're guilty." He says, "There's a 5% chance light is Kira." As new evidence appears, that probability shifts. 10%, 30%, 60%, 90%. This keeps him flexible and adaptive. To unlock 100% of your brain, you must start thinking in layers like this. Say you want to launch a business. Instead of blindly saying, "It will succeed," think, "There's a 70% chance it'll succeed if I execute X, but a 30% chance it'll fail unless I adapt Y." This forces your brain to continuously process new data instead of becoming locked in ego-driven certainty. Probability thinking turns you into a strategist rather than a gambler. It also makes you emotionally bulletproof, because you're never shocked by outcomes. You already calculated them. 3. Master emotional encryption. Your brain burns more energy dealing with your own emotions than solving actual problems. Most people can't think clearly because their emotions leak out everywhere. They're like open books, easy to read and even easier to manipulate. L's true genius isn't just his IQ, it's his ability to stay emotionally invisible. No one ever really knows what he's feeling, and that makes him unpredictable. Practice emotional encryption. This doesn't mean you suppress emotions, it means you control their outward signals. If you're furious, remain calm. If you're thrilled, remain neutral. Imagine you're wearing an internal firewall that blocks others from reading you. When people can't predict how you'll respond, they lose power over you. Emotional encryption frees up massive amounts of mental bandwidth. Instead of wasting brain power defending yourself emotionally, you redirect it into pure strategic thought. This is why calm people often appear smarter than they really are. They're not clouded by noise. 4. Reverse engineer people, not just problems. The average brain only engages when there's an obvious problem to solve. Bills to pay, tasks to complete, goals to chase. But L's brain works differently. He doesn't just solve external problems, He reverse engineers people. He treats human behavior like data, observing patterns without judgment. This is how he stays 10 steps ahead of light. Start studying people like a scientist. Watch how they move when they're confident versus when they're nervous. Listen to the words they use when they're lying versus when they're honest. Observe what they do when they think no one's watching. Over time, you'll start noticing patterns, predictable scripts running on autopilot. Once you decode someone's habits, you can predict their actions before they happen. This level of insight gives you quiet, invisible power. You stop reacting to people and start subtly guiding them, often without them even realizing it. For example, if you know someone always makes impulsive decisions when they're angry, you can steer conversations to trigger that state at the perfect moment. That's not manipulation for fun. It's strategic control. In a world where everyone is trying to outsmart each other, understanding people is the ultimate advantage. 5. Operate in shadows, strike in light. One reason most people never access their full brain power is that they spend it defending themselves publicly. They broadcast their plans, share their every move, and invite criticism or sabotage. L does the opposite. He stays hidden, his true thoughts concealed, while others reveal everything. This is why he always has the upper hand. Operate like this in your own life. Build quietly. Plot in silence. Don't reveal your full strategy until you're ready to act. The brain consumes far less energy when it's not constantly under attack or defending itself. When you move in shadows, you conserve mental resources for the exact moment you need them most. Then, when you finally strike, whether it's launching a project, closing a deal, or exposing an enemy, you do so with overwhelming force, catching everyone off guard. This is why people who seem mysterious often appear more intelligent. Their silence creates tension while everyone else is busy spilling their secrets and wasting energy. 6. Train your brain like a muscle. Your brain isn't just an organ, it's a muscle. If you don't challenge it, it atrophies. Most people feed their brains junk, mindless scrolling, low-quality entertainment, shallow conversations. Then they wonder why they can't focus or strategize. L's entire lifestyle is designed to keep his brain in peak condition. His bizarre sitting position even optimizes blood flow to his brain. You don't need to copy that, but you do need to start training your mind deliberately. Dedicate at least an hour a day to deep cognitive work, solving puzzles, learning complex systems, analyzing problems without distraction. Choose books or games that require logic and pattern recognition, not passive consumption. Each time you push your brain through mental discomfort, you're literally rewiring neural pathways. Over months and years, this builds a mind that operates at levels normal people can't even comprehend. The world rewards physical fitness, but it quietly worships mental fitness. When your brain is a weapon, you never have to compete loudly, you just outthink everyone. 7. Create a parallel reality. The final stage of unlocking 100% of your brain is creating dual realities. The external world, the chaos everyone sees, is just a game board. The internal world, the reality inside your mind, is where you actually live. L never fully shows what he's thinking because his inner game is completely separate from external appearances. You must build this same separation. Outwardly, you remain calm, neutral, unreadable. Inwardly, you're running constant simulations. If this happens, I'll do that. If they move here, I'll move there. This is how you stay 2 steps ahead without looking like you're even playing the game. Think of it like being a chess grandmaster surrounded by people who think they're playing checkers. They make loud, dramatic moves thinking they're winning while you're quietly moving toward checkmate.